Welcome to Art with Miss Jen. Today we're making mixed media elephants and learning a new painting technique called scrape art. This technique comes from Eric Carle's book, The Hungry Caterpillar. So here are the supplies you will need. The list is right here. We have a pencil, a Sharpie or any marker will work, some glue, some scissors, a paintbrush, some paint. You can use acrylic paint or tempera paint. Some cardboard. We have a big piece of cardboard for our background, at least 8.5 by 11. And some other cardboard for our elephant. Now this is thinner cardboard. If you're using tempera paint, that paint is thinner, so you want a white box underneath. Any box from the frozen food section will work. If you're using acrylic paint, that paint is thicker, so any cardboard box will work with acrylic paint. Some smaller pieces of cardboard. This is to push our paint around. And this is optional. Some lids, bottle cap, a fork, spoon, anything to scrape designs in our painting. Now we're going to start painting. In scrape art, it is very easy to mix all your colors together so much that you get a big muddy mess. One way to avoid this is to separate out your colors. So one group will be warm. These are our sunset colors. These blend well together. Yellow, orange, red, and pink. And the other group is our cool colors. So think of ice, think of ocean. That's our blue, purple, and green. These colors will mix well together. So now we're going to paint our background, our sunset. So you're going to take some paint and run it all the way across. So now that we have our yellow on, we're going to do our orange next. A lot of paint. We're going to spread it around. Our next color is red. Our final color is pink. Now, you can use a paintbrush and blend your colors together. Make sure you go from one side to the other, back and forth, back and forth. And as I'm going back and forth, I'm slowly moving down my piece of paper. Or you can take some cardboard and do the same thing. So I'm going to take my cardboard, I'm going to sweep it across once. I'm going to move up a little bit and then go back the other way. It's blending a lot faster than a paintbrush. And you can see I have some gaps, that's okay. Because I'm going to move up a little bit and go back the other way. A little more, and back the other way. You're going to go all the way to the top. And you're going to come back down. It's very important. You see this spot right here? I didn't get it. It's very important to not immediately jump to that, because look what's going to happen. My red is going to mix with my yellow, and what makes that color? Red and yellow make orange. So I'm going to have some orange in my yellow. Oh no! So I'm just going to keep slowly moving down. And as I'm moving down, I'm picking up some yellow, scooting it over. So we get the bottom. You can even do an arch if you want for the sun. Now that we have our arch, you can take some extra paint. I'm going to use the blunt end of my paintbrush. I'm going to make rays in the sun. You can even do some other patterns if you want. Different patterns, different textures. Just play with it, have fun. You can also take your fork and do different patterns that way. See, this gives me a lot more rays to work with. So if you want a lot of rays really quickly, use a fork. When you are done, set it aside to dry or use a hairdryer to make it go faster. So now we're going to paint our elephant. We're going to make an abstract painting just like we did for the sunset. And then when it's dry, we're going to cut it out into shapes and put it together to make an elephant. This one, it doesn't matter where the colors go. And we're going to take our cardboard, we're going to mix it around. So now it doesn't matter where the colors go because they're all going to blend together pretty well. You can do swirlies if you want. You can do back and forth if you want. Just want to get all the cardboard covered. You can add more paint. Move it around. The trick is you want to do a little and then step back and look at it. Because if you keep going and going and going, it'll all blend into blue. That's not what we want. We want different colors. Kind of looking like tie-dye. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to leave it alone. And see how fast that was? That took less than a minute. So I'm going to let that dry, or I can use a hairdryer to make it go faster. When our cool painting is completely dry, we can start the next part. So now you're going to take your pencil and you're going to draw some shapes on your painting. I'm going to use a Sharpie so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to first start with the body. We're going to make a big circle shape anywhere on your paper. It doesn't matter where. Just ignore the colors, ignore the lines. The next shape we're going to draw is, they look like bat wings. These are the ears. So we're going to draw a arch line. They need to be as big as our circle, like a little bit smaller than our circle. And we're going to draw them connecting. So like two half circles like that. And then I'm going to draw a line straight down. And then a line diagonal. Another line diagonal. And then we're going to draw some curvy lines up to the end of our ears. There's our ears. They look like hands. Okay, so the next thing we need to draw is our face. So we're going to draw a small circle. We're going to leave the bottom blank. That's where the trunk is going to go. So then we're going to draw a J shape for our trunk. I'm going to draw a smaller J inside that. And then 2 curvy lines to make our trunk. And then the last thing we need is the legs. So, elephant legs are fat on the bottom and they get skinnier as they go up. They have fat feet to hold their weight. So I'm going to make big feet. I'm going to curve our line in. To make our leg. You want them to be the same height. When you are done with that, you're going to cut out all of your shapes. So now that our shapes are cut out, it's time to put them on our background. So we're going to start with the legs. Put one on the edge of the paper, like they're standing on the ground. You can do both on the ground, you can do one on the ground. It's up to you. And then we're going to put the body on top. Then the ears on top of our circle. And then finally our head is in the middle. So you can arrange these any way you want. Give your elephant a little personality. So now we're going to glue our pieces to our background. So we're going to take some glue, take each piece, glue it on. If you get a little glue on the background, don't worry, it dries clear. So now that our pieces are all glued down, we can add extra details. So you can paint the eyes in, you can put toenails on if you want, some wrinkles on the trunk, eyelashes, wrinkles on the knees. Add your own personality to it. Thank you for joining me on Art with Miss Jen. Tune in next time where we make collage giraffes.